Hey, hello. Email from Janelle. This is a pretty common problem, what you're talking about here, Janelle. She says, hello, I've had anorexia for over a year. In brackets, I've had disordered eating problems my whole life though, close brackets. And although I'm doing better, open brackets, I'm not weight restored yet, close brackets, I have a problem with food indecision. I want to eat everything because I restricted for so long and I can never decide what I want to eat. It frustrates me because I'll stand in the kitchen trying to decide what I want for a snack and end up in tears sometimes because I can't just pick something to eat and move on. I think it's partly because I'm still restricting, somewhat. And but how can I make it easier to decide what I want to eat? So here's what happens. You said there, Janelle, you said yourself, I want to eat everything. That's the truth. So, but then what happens is you walk into the kitchen and you want to eat everything. But then your eating disorder brain goes, I can't eat everything. I have to choose one thing to eat. Or maybe it's because your eating disorder brain goes, I had this dietitian once that told me that one snack should be 21 calories, and therefore I can only eat that much. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. So therefore, what's going on? The dilemma here is, you want to eat everything, that's the truth. But then your judgment, or what you've been told, or whatever, by someone else, is that I should only eat a certain amount right now. And so that's where it comes to the indecision, because you want all of the stuff, but you're trying to actually make a decision about what to have, which there lies the problem. If you are following unrestricted eating, you don't have to make a decision because you can eat all of the things. If you want to eat everything, you can eat everything. And so that's just that thing where you kind of go into the kitchen and I'm like, I'm only allowed, before you even know what you've done, it's already happened, isn't it? You've said, I've only allowed X amount. You've already put a ceiling on the amount that you're allowed to eat, and your brain is already going, fuck you, I want to eat everything. This is really hard. I don't want, your brain's already starting to get stressed because you put a ceiling on it. And your brain is just like, I'm really hungry and I want to eat everything. But already before you walked into the kitchen, you had this vision in your head of the maximum amount that you're allowed to eat. And that causes all of this stress within your body, which is saying, no, I need more. And so then it translates into your head as trying to decide, should I have this or should I have that? And the answer to the question is this: you don't need to decide, should I have this or should I have that? You can have all of the things. Because that's what unrestricted eating is. And so if you sometimes you can walk into the kitchen though, and even when you've decided that I can have all of the things, that feels a little bit overwhelming. I used to get a bit of a brain freeze sometimes. So then if you get a brain freeze, then you just start eating something. And the best thing to go for is the scariest thing that you can think of. That's always a good rule of thumb. If I don't know what to eat, I'm going to go for the most scary thing I can put in my face. Start there. And then usually when you start eating, you'll get into it, and you want to keep eating, and you might get more of an idea of what you're wanting. But the other problem with that our brains tend to bring up is this: oh my God, it would be the worst thing in the world if I ate something that was anything other than perfect, right? So that leads to another I've got to choose the perfect thing to eat right now. That's ridiculous. Don't do that. Don't allow yourself to do that. If you're in recovery, it's a really, really, really good practice for you to eat things and be like, meh, that wasn't even that great, because it feels like a travesty to eat calories that weren't amazing when you're in recovery or when you're sick. And so I think of that as a good thing to practice, eating stuff that's kind of meh. And then, because that half the time you can't make a decision because you're worried that you'll eat something that's kind of meh or not the thing that you really wanted. And that feels awful. But what I'm saying is, don't worry about that. Just eat. And then if you didn't like it that much, get over it and go and eat something else. Try something else. Don't allow it to be complicated. There is nothing complicated about eating a lot of food, and if it feels like it's complicated, it's because your eating disorder is in control.